God bless you and welcome to EL Vision Podcast channel. Well, I'm so thankful and grateful for this opportunity. I do have one of the great and wonderful person to be with and do this podcast with. Brothers and sisters, please welcome Brother Shane Murray. We're so honored to have him with us. First of all, let me give him a chance just to say a welcome. And Brother Shane, welcome, and may God bless you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Tebza. Thank you for the opportunity afforded me on behalf of Boca Juniors. It's the team I represent here today to be here with you for this interview. And thank you to EL Vision Podcast and the board of the EH78 Cup.
Such a great honor. Thank you so much, Brother Shane. Now, first of all, before we go to Boca Juniors team, Brother Shane, I have to say this. Brother Shane is just one person that, first of all, he was a minister. And you know that because he's also a younger brother of our senior pastor Paul Murray. And we're so honored to have him with us today. He plays 3 roles that I mentioned. I would say that. Well, he's a minister. He was a minister. He also was a singer, not just a singer, but a singer of hymns, great songs, gospel song, beautiful songs that he used to sing after the inspiration he had in his message. First of all, and now coming into the soccer, the team specifically that he is an investor in, Boca Juniors team. Brother Shane, is there any first words that you want to say in a set of intro for that?
Yeah, I want to say, Brother Tebza, it's also good to work with you again. I think it's good that, and I'm fortunate that you are doing the podcast with me today, yes. As we've always had a good connection, and I'm looking forward to this interview and sharing more about Boca Juniors and the EHR 78 Cup.
Such a great honor to have you with us. Let's just jump into it quickly. Brother Shane, did you have a role in choosing the team? Let me start there. Just as an intro, a breakthrough on this one. Did you have a role in choosing the team's name? And was it dedicated or decided by you?
Yeah, Brother Tebza, that's a very interesting question. And it's really because there's been so much around the Boca team name going on. And that's what we wanted to create from the start. We just didn't want an ordinary team name. We wanted a team name that evoked a lot of emotion. We wanted a team name that was an oddball. Just like how an apostle is an oddball, as being within this EHR 78 Cup that is honoring our apostle. We wanted a name that's very odd. But I must admit, to disappoint you, I didn't choose the name.
Okay.
Brother Clint Butler, one of our investors, chose the name. But I was happy because I am a Boca supporter. So I think he knew me and he knew what I liked. And we agreed on that name. We passed it by Brother Marcellus Henderson. He's our third investor. And we just all agreed on that name. And there's a lot behind the name. But I don't want to go too deep into it. But just as a point of interest, and not a lot of people know that,
yes,
is that in 1978, Boca Juniors won the Club World Cup. So, yes, those are things that we discovered as the tournament kicked off and we went deeper into Boca Juniors. We realized that, yes, that will be fitting to our apostle and honoring him with a team name of the winner of the 1978 Club World Cup, which means Boca was the best team in 1978. But what is more interesting is it was actually the cup that was supposed to be played in 1977.
Sure.
So we know 77 was the magnificent 77, but then they played the cup in 78, so it was called the 78 Cup. Sure. So Boca Juniors was the winner of that cup. And what was more interesting is Boca Juniors won their home game on the Apostles' birthday in 1978.
Sure.
On the 21st of March, Boca Juniors won their home game, which gave them the tournament. So yes, for us, we were just happy when we realized that there's something more to this name. And I can give you 10 more points just why we chose that name, but that's in essence.
Shane,
We felt that name did justice.
I think the team chose well when they made sure that you come to the interview rather. Brother Shane,
Yes, I can also just tell you what was behind the name, because it's a Spanish name and it means mouth
Sure.
in Spanish, or mouthpiece.
Sure.
So our full name is Boca Juniors, and Juniors, as you know, in Spanish as well, it's the offspring. So it's the sons of the mouthpiece of God, or the sons of the mouth of God, and we are the sons of Edgail Roscoe, and that's who we are.
It ties so beautiful because this is all about the EHR 78. It
Yes.
comes back to that beautiful name, that great name.
Exactly.
We just want to ask you also this one. What is your description, let's say, the role as an investor that you play in the team, as an individual? What is your role?
Right, the role of investor is really a simple one, although in the beginning there wasn't much leeway in terms of the understanding of what it meant, but we had to find our feet as we went along. But in essence, the first point I would say as an investor, you give the vision to the team,
Yes.
and you enable the team towards achieving that vision. That's the first role you play. And that's the vision of a team, being a unit, an organization,
Yes.
right, which is Boca Juniors. The second part of the investor is also giving direction and input into the coaching and the style of play and the philosophy of football
Sure.
that Boca Juniors adopts. And that's where the investors comes in as well.
Thank you so much for that. Brother Shane, what made you want to be an investor? I know you were called, maybe you were also asked, and maybe you were also identified, or maybe they asked you to sit behind and wait and let's talk about this. There is an opportunity that rose up and we need to have investors. But what made you say yes to the opportunity?
Yeah, first of all, it's always an opportunity and a privilege to do something for the ministry that we're in, to show God how grateful we are for what He sent us in this day.
Yes.
We've got the best preacher in the world. We've got the best gift that has ever come to the earth, and to do homage to it by being an investor was a first port of call for me. Secondly, it was also, Durban has been very close on my heart always. So when I heard it's towards the building of the church in Durban, that was also a very sore point that just attracted me to this, to become an investor towards building the church in Durban and being a part of that vision of the apostle. And then thirdly was also the love of the game. I love sport, I love soccer very much, and this was just an opportunity. Having played in the old days with the brothers, we played in the 80s, in the 90s, in the new millennium, in the old tournament, which was really only just Johannesburg versus Pretoria. And this was an opportunity to continue that legacy.
And a great one. Now, Brother Shane, I know I've asked you beautiful questions before. I want to take you also on this one. How did it feel like, just as an investor, seeing the team coming in for the first time on the first game, having that beautiful attire that as investors you have pushed in a lot into, invested a lot into, seeing them coming in to play the first game? I know you can't say it's excitement. You were trying to hold yourself back. You were also trying to be professional. But how did it feel like? The joy, just explain to us, how did it feel like to see them in there?
Yeah, Brother Tebza, there's 2 points there actually. So the second tournament, we had our full attire on. And it was just amazing to see all the teams, the brothers and the sisters from the netball side, the soccer side, now walking in their full attire onto the pitch, and the leadership sitting there and applauding this sight that we never dreamt of. We will see in this day and what the Lord has allowed us to see. You know, it was just an amazing sight. Also just to see Boca Juniors walking out there screaming, Hoya, Hoya. And with their yellow, with the blue cross on their chests. It was just an amazing sight.
It's
what was even better
beautiful
was when their play matched the way they looked.
Sure.
Our team really played brilliantly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so it was really just an amazing sight. Proud moment for us as investors. I believe Brother Clint and Brother Marcellus could attest to that as well. That as investors, it was really the culmination of a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights, but thanks to the board as well that was driving us in this direction, Pastor Edgar and the EHR 78 board that realized this for us. We just followed. And just it was exciting and really joyful, as you said, to be part of that day.
Brother Shane, let me change the direction. I know we've been talking about the excitement and the joy and everything. I want to ask you, when a team loses, let's say they lose some points or they lose the chance of playing the time, how do you intervene? Or let me put it this way, when you get, maybe as an investor, of course, you get to get them in the background, you know, in behind the scene.
Yeah.
Do you feel compelled to intervene and come in, speak to them? What is the strategy there?
Yeah, so I think, Brother Tebza, what's important within Boca Juniors is we have learned that we have certain strengths within our team. And certain brothers are good with selecting players, certain ones are good with handling conflict, certain ones are good with coaching. So I found out that from my point of view, Brother Marcellus handles the conflict on the field, on the day, and then I handle any offline communication with other teams or with the board to resolve the issues. So that's how we split the duties, and we found that works for us.
On the same, when there's conflict, maybe something just happened in the team, and how do you handle that?
Yes, I think once again, during the games, the emotions are high. Our players want to win because that's as a result of what we've instilled in our players.
Definitely.
They've got that winning mentality in Boca Juniors. They believe they are the best, and they believe they're going to win this cup. So imagine you must tell them, look, we're not going to debate that penalty. We're not going to debate that free kick. That's going to be tough because you've set the vision. You've set the mentality in the team. So yes, emotions do fly high, but I think because we're in the ministry, what has helped is the structure that's in place with the EH78 Cup board. That they come into play, we can go to them. They've got an open door policy.
No, that's beautiful.
A lot of issues we've resolved with them on the day, gone to them, and they've had an open door. They listen to us if there might be an opposition team involved, and we resolved it then.
And as Christians,
if not on the day as Christians, we would then just take it offline, and we would have a separate meeting, discuss it, and resolve it. That's the amazing part of this tournament. We've had no issues that's gone unresolved.
It also adds up to one thing, which is a team play. So you also form part of that team.
Exactly.
And that's all the team spirit it is.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to ask you, we've had a number of games that were played. When was your enjoyable game or the most enjoyed game that you've seen your team play?
Yeah. Look, the first game was the most, I think, wow, that game was so awesome for us because we knew the tournament is coming. We bought players. We didn't know most of our players. We had unknown players, and when we went into that game from the kickoff whistle, I've never seen football like that in years, coming from the Boca Juniors players.
Sure.
But then I thought, no, these guys can't outplay themselves in the next game. This will be their peak. I think we've peaked too early in our first game. I think we won 3-1, something like that. But in the second tournament, in our second game, we played the lock leaders.
Sure.
Everybody was talking about Royal Bluebirds. They were the top of the log. And here we are with our unknown players in Boca Juniors against the team everybody talks about. And brother Tebza, those guys just control the ball, man. Sometimes I felt like saying rewind. But it's not a game on television. You know, it was seeing Boca Juniors live.
Sure.
But the type of football they played made me so proud. We beat the Royal Bluebirds that day. I think it was also 3-1. 4-1. I'm not sure what the score was anymore, but sure, we were so excited after that game. Then at that moment we knew we in the tournament now. Now we can reckon with the big boys now.
Sure, that's beautiful. Brother Shane, there are different investors or investors that's in your team. And as an individual, what do you bring to the game as an individual? We all have them, and we all different. We all come with different directions, all to work out for the team. But which side do you think that this is my specific side? This is the part that maybe there's a left and there's a right and there's a center. Somebody they're handling both. Maybe you're the center. What do you bring from your side?
Yeah, so I think I'm not going to go into the administration side because I play a big role there.
Yes.
In just doing the administration for the team, right? That's the basic role.
Yes.
Where I come in, making sure the traveling is sorted out, payments are done.
Yes.
All the players needs to be here on the day of the tournament is here, But strategically, I think where I add value is also setting the vision of Boca Juniors. With the coach and with my fellow investors, deciding on the style of play and then the approach of our coaching, how we train, when we train, but also then when we have meetings, because what we found with this tournament is, and I'm not sure how the other teams do it, but we are rigorous in Boca Juniors with our online meetings. We have WhatsApp calls. Sometimes it goes on for over 2 hours.
Sure.
A lot of people don't understand what's involved,
Sure.
But we take it serious. We at least have a call once a week. Sure. And that's the value we add as investors. Sometimes we step back and we let the coach run it with the team, but then we would also come in and they would ask us about what our vision is, what our philosophy is in terms of their way of play. And then that's where brothers like Brother Marcellus, Brother Clint, and myself as investors add value to the team in the way they play and giving feedback on the previous tournament, where there are mistakes to be rectified, where are the good points and the strengths, and what we should actually stress going forward as our good points that we should entrench within the team.
So, Brother Shane, you in your team, you also have famous, well-known brothers in the church. That maybe you can just spice up just giving us those names. Also, maybe there is people that plays well, which all of you will also want to acknowledge. Yeah. And of course, everyone plays well in your team. We have also seen that. But maybe you can also give us a spice there just to tell us, actually, I know of one, which is Pastor Nathaniel, and there's also a professional side of this Boca Juniors team. Please tell us about that, sir.
Yeah, so Brother Tebza, you mentioned Pastor Nathaniel.
Yes.
He was close to signing for Ajax Holland, not Ajax Cape Town.
Sure.
And I mean, for the sake of the ministry, just getting to know about the ministry made him to decline that,
Sure.
So he's one of our most famous players. He's also our captain. And not just a captain, but because he's played for teams like Wits, he's worked with coaches like Pitso Mosimane. We bring a lot of his input, valuable input that Brother Nathaniel brings to setting up our formation, and changing our formations for our position, and then placing the right players within their position. So yes, Pastor Nathaniel is valuable there. Brother Angst is our vice captain, Brother Andre Maitland.
Yes.
He's the one who brings the vibe to the team. He's the one who sort of, as the vice captain, motivates us.
That's great.
We bring him in our meetings where he then motivates us every week once we've had a call with the team. So that's where Brother Angst plays a valuable role for us. And then further to that, we've got amazing players that we didn't know before the tournament, like Brother Moses. Opperman is our midfield general. We got Brother Keketso that plays with Brother Moses in the midfield from Sebokeng. And everybody knows Boca's got the best defense in this league. where we've got our brother, we call him Bandile Roscoe.
Sure.
He's from Springs. He's the rock of our defense there at the back. Got our brother Michael Wilson, who's our goalkeeper.
Sure.
And in front, we got our brother Zolani. He's
Sure.
one of the underrated strikers in the league, but he delivers. He's just built as a number 9. Zolani is just perfect for the role. And then we've got a lot of wing players as well that support Zolani. We signed in the second tournament Zlatan Ibrahimovic, our very own
Oh,
Zlatan.
is it?
Yes,
That's
yes.
beautiful. That's
Brother
great.
Wandile
Sure.
Mpechwe from Sebokeng.
Mm.
And he plays well with Keketso because they're from the same area and they play
That's good.
weekly together, so they know each other, how to link up within the game. And then on the left, we got from Poch, our brother Tsepang,
Sure.
and his brother. So they're 2 brothers that we have in our team,
That's great.
Katlejo and Tsepang.
Brother Shane, I didn't want to cut you short on this one. But however, I need to ask you this. What can everybody that will be watching, whether it's online, whether it's on the TVs, because these are broadcasted games, that's live actually.
Yeah.
What can they expect from Boca Juniors team
Yeah, so
on the next game though?
So, Brother Tebza, this is really, if I'm saying it, it's not because it's a cliche, but if you want to see a team play and you want to make some time and you're at the next tournament, I would really urge you to make some time, nick off some time, and have a look at Boca Juniors playing.
Sure.
Because you'll really see not just boys running after the ball, or when they get the ball, just start running without knowing what they want to do. You'll see intelligent play. We've got some great midfield players which I never dreamt of seeing in my lifetime, in person, in the ministry, in El Tabernacle, that's with us in church, that you never realize these brothers are that good. So make time to see Boca Juniors. And I think also towards the end of our interview, I would like to say that we've had 4 brothers being baptized in our team since the start of this tournament.
Oh.
So it's great work that's been done by the board of the EHR 78 Cup by organizing this tournament. So if you're not attending these games, you're missing out on a lot.
Missing out a lot.
It's not just the natural side, but wherever the apostle is involved, there's so many spin-offs, so many blessings that come. And like I said, just 2 weeks ago on a Wednesday night, one of our team members, which grew up in the church and was not really involved, got baptized 2 Wednesdays ago because of the last tournament and what happened there. Our driver is an outside guy, outside combi vendor. He wants to be at every tournament. He's an outsider, doesn't know the church. He wants to be wherever El Tabernacle wants to have a function next, wherever the EHR Cup's going to be played, he wants to be there.
It's like what the apostle says, save the lost at all cost.
Yes.
Every opportunity he gets, he goes for it.
Yes. It's really turned out into a soul-saving journey for us as well in Boca Juniors. So like I said with the name in the beginning, we just gave a name and not really thinking a lot about it, but it has turned out to be a very good journey.
I think we spoke about this earlier on before the interview, and I wanted to bring out this actually. It's because how you mentioned that it always, Boca Juniors team, you managed to identify unknown believers in the church that are good at soccer. And now they are well known because of Boca Juniors team. Say please, just in a few minutes about it, sir.
Yes, so what we did from the start, I said, Brother Marcellus, it's up to you, and Brother Clint Butler, to go to the gala. You represent us, and we put our confidence in you to choose our players. And I must say, wow, kudos to Brother Marcellus. Every time he came back from the auction, we were like surprised to say, now, who are these guys? Even one of my friends in the other teams, one of the other investors told me, who are these players in Boca? Are they even in the ministry? So they were unknown elements, and yet they've turned out to be some of the best players on the tournament. So yes, like I said, Brother Marcellus has really been running that selection process.
Yes.
Every time he bought somebody, that person was the revelation of the next tournament, like Brother Wandile. We bought Brother Wandile in the second auction. We put him in the second game, in the second tournament.
Sure.
As soon as he came on the field, his first touch was a goal.
Sure.
He came up like with 10 minutes to go. And in the last game that we played, in our third game, we brought him up and immediately he scored 2 goals. One was a volley that he scored first time, a ball that was crossed to him from the left wing. He was on the right wing, and without even thinking, it just took a shot in the far top left corner. That's the type of players we have in Boca Juniors.
Brother Shane,
And that's the players you're going to see when you come and watch Boca Juniors.
let me tell you something about Brother Shane. We've touched a lot to do with the facts that Brother Shane knows and has for us today. But if we can move on with him to do with professional soccer, we will never finish this podcast. But thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity. Your time is valuable, and we thank you for spending it with us this afternoon.
It's a pleasure to have been here.
We really appreciate that. Now, first and foremost, last and important, I want to say thank you to every viewer, but thank you most importantly to the EHR 78 that has given us this platform, this opportunity to say everything that we have said today. It's such a great honor. May God bless you, and keep liking, keep subscribing. May God bless you. Thank you, Brother Shane. May God bless you and your family as well.
Thank you, Brother Tebza.
Thank you.
Thank you to our viewers. And may you enjoy the next tournament that's going to come your way.
And Viva
Vamos Boca.
Boca.